Billie Eilish, Billie Eilish is all over the social news again. What for, you may ask? She went outside in LA and didn't wear baggy clothes. Jeez, shock, horror, wow, newsworthy. I do care, I really do, but I don't know what's worse in this situation specifically, and also others as well, similar to it. The actions of the media thinking this is a public interest, publicisable piece of news, or the response to it from social media users. 2020 has been the combination of a fast news and slow news year. We've had so much bombardment of news that sometimes it feels alright to have these dross news articles, but this is not one of them. This is a shitty one, which... Who is getting paid to write journalist articles and sits there and think, Billie Eilish, not baggy clothes, newsworthy? You should not be paid. That is not a job. That is not worthwhile. But the worst thing, I always chat shit about media and news, especially the Daily Mirror, which can suck a fat one. I hate that publication and will do anything to have it closed, and I will literally, to my grave, tear down that paper, because if I ever have to touch one of those papers again, I will cry. But I hate it so much. It is the worst of the worst, and that's where I saw this article in, just forced upon me. I do not willingly read the Daily Mail. It just pops up in my feed way too often. But I always give the media some stick, lots of stick, so let's veer away from the very obviously shit behaviour of the media and focus on the reader. The social media response to this. What was the social media response to Billie Eilish not wearing baggy clothes? Wow, Billie Eilish is fat. Wow, she doesn't look good in that. Wow, Billie Eilish should wear baggy clothes because they hide the fact that she is a human with human proportions, with a body that isn't in my male idealed feministic body type. She isn't this 4'1" fucking Lolita style model. She's not that. She's a fucking 18-year-old with a average build. That's it. She's human with a human body, and everyone thinks, she's fat, she's ugly, oh my god, her fucking elbows crease in the meat, her knees are a bit funny and flappy. That's why do you need to bring that up? Why is that a necessary point you make? The article, yes, should never have existed. The article was a mistake and stain on human society. The whole magazine it was in is such a thing. But when you see that, why is your response that? She's one of the most influential people on the world now, especially to the younger generation. So this body shaming and this slamming and this idealising something she is not, and very few people actually are, is just idiotic. Like, you do not need to say this, you do not need to think this, you do not need to enforce these ideals which are already way too deeply rooted into harmful societal norms. We don't need skinny is good, fat is bad. We don't need any more of that because there's already way too much of that. Eating disorders are on an all-time high. Fucking anorexia is one of the most diagnosed disorders now. It's just, but why do we need to bring this into our mainstream media as a challenge? Why does it need to be an issue? Because it's only going to have harmful consequences. Who is going to read that article about Billie Eilish wearing baggy clothes and see those hundreds and thousands of top comments saying, wow, she's fat, and think, this is worthwhile, this is something I should read, this is something that has benefited my life? No one. The media and the reader are in the wrong here. Billie Eilish I don't like Billie Eilish at all. I do not like her, and that's nothing to do with her fucking have fat or skinny or her style or whatever. I just do not like her music, and I do not like the fact that she is so industrialised in the music industry and runs so much despite being... No, I'm not going to get into that. I will be slandered. But I have my strong opinions on Billie Eilish, which are a bit weird because I'm defending her, but putting them completely aside, I can defend her because this just is a stupid thing to do. It's unnecessary. It's not going to have any benefits, and it just shows the fact that the media and the reader in our social genre now are idiots. We can't report or reply to anything sensibly. We can't find newsworthy news and make proper assumptions and truths out of it. We just take these little brain dumps of bullshit and comment even more bullshit onto them, growing into a big fucking bullshit sphere that is this current generation and this era. We just can't function properly. Anyway, news bad. Journalists probably bad. There are good ones, but no good journalist works for the Daily Mail, and news is a shambles right now, and this is a prime example of that. And also, it's a prime example of how you don't get good news, but when you get news at all, you're probably not replying to it in a right way or responding to it in a right way, because she's a fucking human and she's an influence to lots of people. So putting her down on such a thing is going to damage her, and it's going to damage millions of impressionable kids. And, you know, she didn't even want to be in the public eye. She's in the public eye because of us, and criticizing her for something like that is only going to further push her dislike on the public eye. And if you're a fan of Billie Eilish and you're agreeing with these things, then, well, you're just going to ruin her want for a career, basically. So just shut up, stop reading shit news, and stop making shit takes on shit news, because we do not need this now. There are so many more actual issues going on and actual things that need to, like, be addressed and appropriated and taken seriously. Like, why are we focusing on this when we are literally in the midst of a secret class war? Get your priorities straight, please, everyone.